The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Cart. Yeah, yep. I'm voting for that one. Hello everybody, my name is Claudia and welcome back to my channel. It's finally fall. I mean, technically it's been fall since October, but here in California it was still like 100 degrees. But now the clouds are gray and the sun is gone, so now I consider it fall. And since it's November the 1st, what better video to do than the October wrap-up and November TBR. So this past month on October, I read, according to my Goodreads app, I read 4 books, which is not that great, but I think it's amazing because I have not read since like July. I was like in this huge reading slump and I couldn't get out of it. Like I literally thought I was never gonna read again, and I even thought about getting rid of my books. Like, no, I'm so glad I did it because my babies. The first book I finished in October was The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Cart. This is a poetry book, so it's a non-fiction. And let me just say, this book was amazing. It talks about self-love and self-hate, sexual abuse, feminism, motherly love. Oh my god, it was amazing. I don't know if I like this more than Milk and Honey. I feel like since I read Milk and Honey before, I feel like that one Milk and Honey has a special place in my heart. But I enjoy this one just as much, and it's amazing and I recommend it to everyone. I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars and it was amazing. And Ruby Cart, please come out with another poetry book ASAP, please, and I love it so much. I'm gonna read the poem from the bag because I feel like this one was one of my top 5 favorite, and it says, "This is the recipe of life," said my mother as she held me in her arms as I wept. "Think of the flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people too must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom." So this book came out in 2016 and everybody has already read it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have already read it twice because this is such a reread worthy book, and that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This book is a fairy tale retelling, and it's a retelling of the queen from Alice in Wonderland. So in this book, it's before she becomes a queen, obviously, and it's about her name is Catherine, and how she loves to bake, and all she wants to do is bake. But she is born from a higher family class, so that's something her parents don't want her to do. They don't want her to bake because they think she's too good for that. But all she wants to do is bake with her best friend, who is also her servant, Marianne. So this book is about how the king finds an interest in Catherine, but obviously who wants to marry a silly king that he was like not soon worthy, so no thank you. But he invites her to the ball, right? To like a ball. I'm not even sure if it's the ball, it's just like a party, and everybody is dressed in black and white, right? And her mom makes her wear a red dress, and she's like, the hell are you making me red dress when everybody is dressed in black and white? But the reason is because the king was gonna propose marriage to her on that particular night. And in that night, she meets the court joker, Jest, and she feels like a connection with him. So yeah, this book is about her falling in love with someone, but you already know how the story is gonna end because I mean, she is gonna become the Queen of Hearts. So it's very interesting to see her go from this sweet nice girl to this evil queen, and I found that really interesting, especially because this story is so true about how villains are made, not born, and I loved it so much. I mean, it's by Marissa Meyer, which is the queen of retellings, because I mean she wrote the Lunar Chronicles, and that is one of my favorite all-time series. And I love this book. I adored this book. I like read it. I couldn't stop reading it, and it was perfect for this time of weather because it's kind of dark and mysterious, and I mean, you already know how it's gonna end, but you're like, you don't want it to end like that. You're like, no, please no, maybe she'll change the story. But yeah, so this, I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I heard Marissa Meyer's coming out with another book and I cannot wait. How pretty is this cover? I mean, it's gorgeous. Did you guys see the Owl Crate exclusive one? It's white and it was beautiful, and I wish I had that one, but this one's fine. This one's good. The next book I read in October was Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I'm not really gonna go in a lot of details about this book because I do have a book talk, a book talk. So if you guys haven't seen it, please go check it out. And this is my first John Green book because, like I said in that video, I've heard about John Green. He's like huge, but I have never read his book because I don't like going with the hype. I like going against the hype. If a book or a particular author is hyped, I don't read it because I want to be different. I'm so glad I read Turtles All the Way Down. So this book deals with mental illness and how she has to live with it and cope with it, and how she feels trapped and she feels like she's trapped inside her body. And I also have a mental illness. Beautifully written, and I feel like I could relate so much to that book. I gave that book 4.5 out of 5 stars. As you can see, I have read, so far I read some amazing books this month, and it was a good reading month. And the last book I read, it was another poetry book called Love and Misadventure by Lang Lev. I didn't like this book, honestly. It has so much good ratings on Goodreads. It has like 4 stars out of 5, and I was so excited to read it. I'm so glad I didn't purchase it. I purchased it on my phone. I'm so glad I did not buy the real thing because it was terrible. Like, everybody's like, oh, 5 stars, 4 stars, and I was like, did I read a completely different book? Some of the poetries, okay, I liked some of them, but like most of them, I probably like, there was like 4 sections and I liked 1 poem from every section. I gave this book 2 stars out of 5, and I have another one of her books that I also purchased, Lullabies, I think that's what it's called. I'm kind of hesitant about reading it, but I'm still gonna read it. I'm still gonna read it because, I mean, it's a quick read and I want to see, maybe it gets better. So that's all the 4 books I read this past month, and I'm actually very happy because 3 out of the 4 books I read were amazing. I can't wait to read more amazing books this coming month. Now I'm going to be talking about the books I want to read on November. And the first book is Yes, I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I read To All the Boys I Loved Before in 2015. And I really liked it, especially I know it's actually in the process of becoming a movie, which I'm so excited. So I decided to pick up P.S. I Still Love You because this book has been sitting on my bookshelf for like a year, and I want to read it before it's 2018. I want to read the whole series before 2018, and I'm gonna do it because, I mean, I'm already, it's barely November 1st. I was reading it in October. I thought maybe I could finish it for my October wrap up, but no. But that's okay because I'm like 65% in this book. I can finish it like in this week. And next book I want to finish right after that one because I need to finish this series before 2018 is Always and Forever, Large. I need to finish it. Everybody's finished it, and then I heard that, I saw in read by Zoe, she cried after she finished this book, so I want to know why she cried. I want to see if I cried too, and I'm so excited. The next book I want to read on November is a book that I already read. It's going to be a reread for me. I read it last year, and the reason why I want to read it again is because I want to continue with the series. Obviously, I feel like everybody's already read it, and I'm like behind. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I know a lot of people don't particularly like this series. They say that it's too similar to any other books they have read, and that's okay by me because I haven't really read a lot of fantasy, so that's fine. When I read it, it was good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. I want to read Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard because I want to know what happens after the first book. So I actually, right after I finished reading that one last year, I started reading this one, and I got like, I'm thinking halfway through. I don't know why I stopped reading. I think it's because I got very busy with work, and there was like a period of time last year where I just wouldn't read. And since right now I'm not working, I'm just gonna read all day, so hopefully I could read this. I think I could read this one in November. I also want to read King's Cage, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to read this one in November. I mean, it's huge, and maybe if the story is like addicting, I'm gonna like really get into it and just want to read straight through it. Like I said, this series has a lot of mixed reviews, so I don't know, I'm kind of scared, but I'm still gonna give it a chance. And if you guys have read it, please let me know. Did you guys like it? Was it worth it? Even though if it wasn't worth it to you, I'm still gonna read it because I already have them right here. I might as well. So that's it for my video. I'm really excited for my November TBR because I had supposedly, when I started this year, I was gonna read, oh, not supposedly, huh? Supposedly. When I started this year, supposedly, I was gonna read 50 books, but right now I've only read 26. So I really want to catch up. So hopefully I could read these 5 books. Yeah, 5 books this November, and I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a beautiful day. Bye!